named Katie Cahill. I can't get people to shut up long enough to fucking listen. I can't get anyone to care enough to actually make the time to sit down with me and actually listen. And that's the point. I need help. I don't want your fucking help, Chris. I don't want, especially the help that you're providing, because it's not helpful. Because you're not listening.
Never trust the cops. You never go to a cop if you have a problem. If you got a problem with a child molester out here, you got a problem with a rapist out here, you got a problem with an addict who's being too hot and heavy, you come to me and we'll take care of it. Now, for me, I'm stuck in the middle of two very big injustices because the police created that issue to begin with, my boys. Well, the stuff is that a lot of their tactics they're taught, they don't work on hardened criminals. They work on people with severe PTSD who are scared enough already to barely get their words out of their mouth. And as soon as you start talking over them, you start derailing a very important train of details that need to be listened to, written down, and recorded while they're fresh. That's all America was for.
The difference between me and you is you bitch to bitch just to fill time, or I try to get something done and change the world and work together with people.
Well, that's why I record people's stories and try to make people work together. Poor people have it the worst because, number one, we do the most work. We're the ones who build the infrastructure, the working class. But we're also the poor class in the United States. Most of us aren't making the $3,200 a month that it takes to pay the average rent for a place in California. $3,200 a month. I get $822 a month in disability. And I can't find a room for less than 800.
No. You can't get a one-bedroom anywhere under $1,000 right now. And 5 years ago, I was getting $800 for a 2-bedroom on a 200 house with a garage on an acre property. That's what they $100, and I get $600 a month. Here's what I'm and basically actually separated. Yeah. So, I can't find a place. I just in my heart.
You spend all your money on vehicles, and then when they die, you have to spend a lot of money to restart on stuff. And if you don't have that vehicle, you end up kind of nasty or having to live in nasty and bad weather. Those people with bad habits and bad breath.
The problem is the company like you are getting on the side of the river now, and they cannot keep running the problem. You have to come to the property, you can't tell you leave, all you can do is thank you for literally actually not right, but that's why they're looking at that as a month. This was just about 3 years and they're going to all the different that's the drive down
Nah, fuck it. It's 43 minutes in. If I stop to make a call, it's gonna make me start over. This fucking sucks. It's a fucking pain in the ass. That's the thing, is that why can't people just be fucking honest? Let's see if we can call Chris. Because, see, here's the thing. Last night he didn't take it seriously. And the night before he didn't take it seriously. He never takes it seriously, and that's the problem. I get that he's got his own life and his own problems, and that's why it's important to fucking help somebody before you get fucking overloaded. If somebody needs help, don't fucking bullshit them. And don't make it fucking story time. Like, seriously, all Chris wants to do is fucking talk. His favorite hobby is talking about himself. That doesn't help anyone.
Hello?
Hey, it's Sean. When you were saying that you would take a day off to try to get that Portland stuff set up, I really need somebody to take the time to see what's going on, and it's real difficult to do at the laundromat with the socialization and the laundry and all that.
Yeah. Well, I'm really busy.
Yes, sir.
I can try, but I can't promise you a date or, nothing like that because, well, I have a lot going on.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I got a lot going on, but I can't do any of it for myself. That's why I've been doing this for 7 years, running around in circles. Am I bugging you at work?
No, I just have you on speakerphone. I'm over at the car wash. You want to come over here? Are
Sure.
you in town?
Yeah, I'll walk over there now. I'm not moving my car because that's the thing. I can't get another ticket. That's one of the things that I've been worried about is getting a ticket because I don't have any money because all my money is spent running around. I'll be over there. It'll take like 5 minutes to walk over there at most.
Okay.
All right. See you shortly. That's the thing is that other people are busy too. I don't have the ability to do these things for myself, and that's what they need to recognize. Just because you're able to do something doesn't mean everybody can. Just because you can jump the high hurdles doesn't mean somebody in a wheelchair can. There's a lot of things that other people are not making the connection when it comes to me. Like, when they're overwhelmed, they have problems processing stuff too. But then again, it's all my fault because it's an autistic trait, apparently. No, it's not. It's a PTSD trait. I need to get a container so I can make some oobleck. Whew. I found a hat. Yeah, it belongs to somebody here. So where do I put it? Lost and found?
There's no loss in town.
Yeah, there's also no food in your vending machine.
It's because it's for a car wash.
I was thinking about buying a package of Armor All. That looked tasty. Oh, here's a hat. It's from Boston. Wash your hands. All right.
So it's got.
Well, the thing is, guys are pretty well blown off everywhere. There's a lot of people who are witnesses to the crimes that were committed against me, and the impossibility is that nobody has time. When Molly wanted to pull her bullshit, I was harmed instantly. That lady that we were talking with last night, like, she knows a bit about the Molly situation. A lot of people did. But the problem is, the lady last night at the laundromat, the one that stood there holding 2 baskets of laundry for about 20 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, she was there for part of it, because part of that conversation, she was talking about how I was sleeping under that blanket. I got the recording with Tom. He was the one sleeping under the blanket. He kept on doing stuff like that, and same thing with Molly, bringing unnecessary attention to me. But most of the issue is that with everybody being busy all the time, that's not what the cops say. The truth is, people are busy. But also the truth is, I'm getting railroaded because they're not telling anybody they're busy. They're just telling me how busy they are. I know how busy they are, and that's what sucks, because I hate asking people for help. I need a civilian's help long enough for them to be able to tell these people this is a serious situation. Once they've picked it up, there shouldn't be anybody else having to be involved in the civilian anything. Most of the stuff that I have on the internet, I want it off the internet. I do want to take it down, but it's got to go to court somehow, and I have no way to save it in most places. Also, like, when I'm in my car by myself, I literally can't function to do anything except talk to my phone.
So this week I have to work in Dallas. I have two buildings I have to put the flooring down in, and I'll try to really bust my ass. And then when I'm done there, I have to come back here, clean this, and clean the car wash. But if I can get it done, which I'll try to, I can possibly take Friday off for a couple hours so that I can help you go somewhere.
Yes, sir.
But I gotta put like 3,000 feet of laminate flooring down by myself.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Well, at least you don't need a kicker for that.
Yeah.
Carpet sucks. I'd rather do linoleum or
But it's
that
like
weird shit.
snap together. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, oh my God, those are so cool. It's almost like camrocks on a ceiling or on a roof. It makes everything neat. The old types had to line them up, and then you had to put the spacers in and put down the swelling. With the new things, especially the bamboo ones, they just slide into place.
This is actually like laminate, so it's all plastic. Pre-engineered, stamped together. It's got its own padding and everything built onto it. It goes pretty quick, but I mean, it's just backbreaking to be on your hands and knees all fucking good.
It is. I fucking wish I could go back to work. I loved it. I still love work, and I just don't get to. Manual labor is good for the brain because it helps work your body and increase endorphins.
So is being in nature.
Yeah. One of the things about having to go that far up, there's a lot of people told me to go places. Anyway, that lady last night when she was talking about the human trafficking, when I first came here, she kind of thought like everybody else did. But now people are starting to speak up about how many missing people there actually are. Yeah. I mean, people don't take it seriously, but then when somebody knows a lot of information and tries to turn it in, we're treated like we're crazy. Homeless women know more about human trafficking than just about any FBI agent you'll ever meet. I mean, they may know some of the statistics, but these homeless women know the people and the locations and who's doing what, where, and when. What people aren't understanding is that there's like a very limited time limit for turning these crimes in. And if they're not turned in, then these people get to continue. And that's the problem that I've had is that I've got to deal with a bunch of people that don't like me who are going to continue until I get help stopping them. And that means someone's got to understand that this is a serious situation. It's not just threats, it's serious threats. And they've been going on for 7 years. And it's not just threats, it's physical assaults. And it's also, like I said with the police, some of the paperwork I wanted to show you. I didn't really have time to, but it's the rules I'm supposed to follow, the instructions to follow, who I'm supposed to talk to, who I'm supposed to call, all of that crap. And then there's the sheer expenses of all of it, and it's because it's drawn out. I still have to come up with my daily needs while trying to come up with money for everything else, and then people think throwing money at me is going to fix it. And then they throw it at me. You know, like 6 months later, where they're like, "Hey, man, I sent you $50 6 months ago. Why are you still homeless?" And I'm like, "Well, I needed your help 5 years ago when this shit first started. You were too busy." A lot of them, I wasn't angry that they were too busy. I was angry at what they were too busy doing. Like if you have to go out drinking with your friends every Saturday night, I can understand that's a routine. But also, in 6 years' time, do you think you take one of those Saturday night drinking nights off? Not you, obviously. I haven't seen you go out Saturday night drinking because you're down there Saturday night. But the thing is that I can't function because I'm afraid. And the things that I'm afraid will happen, as long as I limit, like my driving, for example, as long as I limit my driving, then I don't have to worry as much about my speedometer not working and you know, getting a ticket. But the thing is, when they're sending me around in all these circles and none of them are doing their jobs, like their actual jobs, their mandated jobs, as well as their jobs on paper for these services, they're not doing any of it. Now, I've spoken with different people, some of them homeless and some of them not. The homeless people are given the runaround like I am, both men and women. And the people in houses are mostly given a runaround, but the services will go to them before they go to us. Like between a homeless person needing services and somebody in a house who needs a little bit of money for rent or a little bit of money for utilities, they'll help with that. But for me, for somebody who can't do the paperwork, who's running around in circles, I never get any of that done.
No.
I'm never able to. I'm stuck in my car right now. I was trying to get a 2-hour video loaded up, but because it's on the flip phone, it's literally going to take me 2 hours to go through it all, when really the only part I need is the last 30 minutes.
Yeah. I gotta go check my laundry, and then I gotta go to Tierra Del Mar and start work.
Yes, sir. And thank you for
7
that.
days, bro.
I'm sorry I'm like this, and I know
It's
it
not
gets
your
worse,
fault.
but it does get worse, and that's the thing, is I'm trying to get something done before I have another meltdown and end up in jail on a loony hold and all of my evidence is took, because that will be the end of my life. That evidence is the only thing that I have that can possibly put a stop to me being stuck in parking
They're
lots.
still closed, huh?
Wonder what happened. Bomb threat?
You need a coffee?
I'd love one. Why, are you able to go into the places I can't go?
Well, you can go to that coffee shop right there.
I can. There's a lot of stuff I'm afraid of you doing just because a lot of other people have done it. And I know that's not fair.
You can get some coffee and a snack over there.
Oh my God, there's enough here for a donut.
This is the strip club money, bro.
You know, I heard you was down there, but you know, I didn't want to see you in a Speedo until I had enough ones to give it up, you know?
Oh, you're saying I'm collecting it at the strip.
Oh,
Yeah, when I go down there, the ladies really make it rain, you know?
right. Yeah.
Look, this is all properly faced, too.
I get the humor thing. But I do the same thing, just so you know. It just,
I know, you're funny as fuck.
I am funny as fuck. I'm also scared as fuck. That's what a lot of people don't get about me is I'm a lot funnier when I'm not scared shitless. I'm real witty. That's what I got going. I'm able to put things together very rapidly that people don't expect.
You know that you're the first person I pulled my loan out.
Yep.
Not even the girls get to see it, because then they get interested.
Yeah, like a cock to the face. I should have seen that coming.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you, Chris. Having connection issues again. I'm not sure how much of this conversation you guys just caught. You know, I'm an adult. I understand adult humor. I understand a lot of things that you guys don't. That's because you neurotypicals, well, you're stuck in a world of your own creation. You also stick us in that world. More of you than there are of us. And because of that, it's easy to overwhelm us. Now I'm going to go down to that coffee shop and get myself a coffee. He told me to get something to eat with the rest of it. And he's got, the work he's about to do is actually real shitty work. It's easy to put together, like I was saying, but the thing is, you're on your knees most of the time. I don't know what glues he's going to have to use, but the fumes from that shit aren't very good for you. And most of the time, if you're doing a veneer, you're indoors. His is different than what I'm used to. So it might be either a modern material or it's something that I've worked with and I just didn't pay attention to the name of it, or it's just been a while. 7,000 square feet is a lot of work. I'm not sure if you've ever done a 400 square foot room. It takes a while. The biggest difficulty is around the trim because you got to cut everything. Although I lost a $10 bill yesterday, Chris just gave me $10 for coffee. Now, as a homeless person, we're taught not to do that. You never accept money from parents because you're stealing from their child's mouth. That's how it's considered by the homeless community. So don't tell them about your kids, or they're going to feel bad taking your money. But also, they have a need, not a want. Chris is going to try to bust his ass and hopefully take a couple hours out on Friday. That leaves me a whole week of still all of the problems that I have that prevent me from traveling, and me being afraid to go up to the mountains and get my stuff, but also afraid that it'll get stolen up there. Also the fact that I had to have help getting it back there. I can't in any way, shape, or form get it back out of camp without help. And this is all stuff that I was forced into because of safety issues here in town and people not taking it seriously. I get that a lot of the drug addicts don't want everybody to know about their drug addictions. I also get that a lot of the drug addicts down here do want their stories heard. But they aren't going to do the right thing at the expense of losing friends or potential mates or their access to their drugs. People don't want to be tagged as a narc or as a snitch or as a rat. Well, I don't give a shit how you want to be marked. I'm trying to turn in child molesters and rapists, sex offenders, and the people who protect them. When somebody is harmed like that, and you tell them just to let it go, what kind of a friend are you? Once people start seeing the amount of threats, like last night, the part that I was getting to in the video, you know, I'm still over an hour away from being able to do that in the video, but that's because that lady, she talks a lot, like a whole lot. And I don't want to skip over what she says because what she says is important too. She had some experience with Tom and with Molly and at Fred Meyer's. And she's talking about when I first started, well, I wanted to go somewhere that day. I couldn't because I was busy watching Tom's stuff. He was going to be right back and he was going to get a storage facility. And we did eventually get a storage facility. But I got messed with a couple times before that. I never wanted to post any of this on the internet. I wanted it in court. The problem is I had to work with what I have. I have to work with the materials that I have available, not the ones that you assume I have. Your assumptions of my life are not the same as my actual life. Your assumption that men have it easy and every man out there is getting $49,000 a year. Oh wait, polls show that women think that men are over $100,000 a year. Most American women think that most American men are earning over $100,000 a year. Shit, he'd be lucky to make 50. The average median income here in the United States for men is still under $50,000. Meanwhile, a woman who has unprotected sex and ends up pregnant can literally spend the rest of her life in college at $100,000 to $120,000 a year. It takes the entire year's wages, all of it, for 2 men. The only reason that men get paid more than women is because men work, on average, 7 hours more overtime per week. That's right. That's average. How many men do you know that are working 60 plus hours a week? How many men do you know who go to work every day and then they get complaints that they don't spend enough time at home? But then if he spends that time at home, then those bills lapse and then he gets yelled at for that. I know a lot of guys who go to their wives to say, hey, we have a financial issue here. You've been overspending and we can't pay our bills. But she doesn't want to hear that she did anything wrong, and she wants to try to fix it by going and doing something fun. Doing something fun doesn't fix the problem of the funding. Matter of fact, it makes it worse. Some of the therapists that I've seen have told me, you have to spend a part of your money on clothing every month, or you're not taking care of yourself. And you have to spend a portion of your money every month on a hobby or something fun for you. But I'm not allowed to do those things because I'm poor. I don't have the money to apportion to those things. And if I do apportion money to those things, I get treated like I'm wasting money and fucking around. I stuck around hoping that these people who said they would help me would actually do so. And there's some people, I call them crackheads. I call them junkies. I'm not nice. I know they're going to get defensive immediately. It's not safe for me to drive. And I got to be able to drive to go take care of the insurance stuff so that I can print it off. Then, again, I'm not very good at that stuff. And there's fucking 10,000 things like that all need to be immediately done, and I can't do them without help. And because I can't do them without help, it is easy to victimize me. If I don't have a family or friend, their demeanor is different. There's a lot of people that make scary decisions and do things that scare the hell out of me because they're not making good decisions. I know a lot of women who are short and pretty and know exactly how to use that for manipulation to get what they want. When they're desperate, asking somebody means that that person's supposed to help. When a male asks, you're supposed to give them excuses, aren't you? You're always too busy, always too busy. And I understand that. I also understand that you make time for what you care about. A lot of people talk about themselves, and that drives me completely nuts. Now, one of the reasons I wanted to get to the end of the video last night is because when Chris did finally sit down, he didn't have much time. But he did actually sit down and listen. And although I wasn't able to sit down and have him listen to all the videos, obviously there's over 6,000 of them. So how's he going to be able to do that? I showed him where a few of them were so that if he has time he can listen to them. And I hope he's able to. And he's got to work somewhere else, and then he's got to come here to the laundromat and do stuff. And there are things I'm able to do. I mean, while I was over there, I was picking up the trash. And a hat. But the thing is, the longer I'm out here, the more pissed off people are that I fucking exist. That lady last night, she said she was surprised that I was still in town. Well, I need to get help. I need to jump through a bunch of fucking hoops to get services that are supposed to help people like me. To help stop the abuse. To prevent it from happening to begin with, you need a friend or family member you can go to when bullshit first starts. And you say, hey, I need help. We need to squash this. I need help squashing this. But take a look at my friends and how they treated me over that. Take a look at Joanna Taylor Smith. Sure, she was gonna, but she never made the time. It was more important to her to, well, tell me what to think and what to feel and to ignore it. Well, if your friend is being harmed, you take the time off immediately to help them out, or make it at your nearest fucking convenience, Jesus goddamn Christ. Or that abuse continues and they have every fucking right to be pissed off at you for blowing them off, for pretending to be their friend, for pretending to care. That lady last night, the things that she had to say were pretty fucking important because she was a witness to multiple situations. When Caleb came out and talked to Tom that morning, yeah, that lady, to this day, or until yesterday, was under the impression I was the one sleeping in a chair behind my car, underneath the blanket. No, that was Tom. He was hoping if he slept underneath the blanket that Molly wouldn't recognize him. Wouldn't know it was him. Just a bunch of fucking head games. And until people take a look at those head games, it's difficult. Alright, apparently I gotta stand in line for the coffee here. I can do that. With the racist assholes in McDonald's, the guy who runs the place having a Aryan Brotherhood tattoo, it does make it an uncomfortable situation over there anyway. Of course, I didn't know he had an Aryan Brotherhood tattoo at the time. I was fairly certain. I'd been told before, but it's not something he's got out in the open for everyone to see. It's not like the tattoo of a spider on his head. Well, the thing hasn't moved. The line over there, so I don't really feel like standing in line for an hour to get a coffee. I'm in a lot of pain. When somebody is being harmed and they come to you for help, they need help turning it in immediately. They also need you to know what's going on. They need you to know what happened. And the longer it takes you to listen, the more shit happens. When you tell me about your reasons or excuses why you can't do anything, you need to come forward at least with that much to the courts and to the police. Otherwise, they get to make up whatever fucking lie that they want. My predators get away with the shit that they do because people don't care about me. They don't have the time. They don't make the time. I don't matter to them. Now, there's some people that do eventually make time. I have to fucking beg them. If they cared, I wouldn't have to beg them. Now, there's a lot of stuff with Chris I do completely understand. Like when he's stressed out, doing the whole, using comedy and snide comments and sarcasm instead of listening. That's something a lot of us have to go through. But now, even between now and Friday, like I can't take care of myself, and it's going to cost me more. It's costing me my fucking sanity to try to get fucking help. And I can't do this without help, and I can't continue to exist like this. I can't turn in my predators without someone taking it fucking seriously. How dare I bring up my problems when everybody's got problems, right? How dare I interrupt people who just want to make it fucking story time? Say, hey, I need you to pay attention to me. All right, I need you to stop making it about you. Please find the time, make the time, please. Not 6 months from now or 6 years from now. Don't pretend that I'm some sort of a bad person when I have a fucking severe meltdown over fucking abuse. And yeah, neglect is abuse. These assaults could have been stopped before they ever got started. Just by Natalie Bollinger telling the truth. Or Alicia Bollinger telling the truth. Or Maddie Boa telling the truth. When I showed the truth, you get to see how hard and heavy they played victim. Tried to play on the, oh, I'm just a girl, I'm just a girl. No, go fuck yourselves. You're just gonna blow me off over and over again. For him, it's just another week. He's got his own shit going on, For me, it's 7 goddamn years of people blowing me off, not taking it seriously, and going out of their way to only do things in an environment where it's fucking impossible for them to understand. There's a lot of people who get confused about the situation real quick because there's a lot of extraneous noise. Meanwhile, they're allowed to have that as a difficulty and to voice it. But when I voice that I'm having that same issue, I get blown off like I can't possibly have the same issues as somebody else. No two people could ever possibly have the same anxiety. Well, there's a reason that it's classified the way it is. Social anxiety, yeah, they don't make up a new diagnosis for every single person. Oh, well, this is Sean anxiety. This is Bob anxiety. This is John anxiety. This is Melissa anxiety. Yes, Melissa was diagnosed with Melissa anxiety. Yeah. Thing is that there are characteristics that you need to pay attention to. When you don't have that education because you're busy fucking around and trying to make a joke out of every goddamn thing, people are ending up dead. See, Dallas Palmer didn't take it seriously. The Scudders didn't take it seriously. And then it got worse, and you goddamn right. I screamed and I yelled and I hooted and I hollered. And I'll continue to do so. Because I need fucking help right goddamn now. I need help 7 fucking years ago. 7 years of getting blown off. 7 years of having to hear from a distance about my friends getting their brains blown out. This is bullshit. Now, one thing I hear often is an excuse to ignore crimes against others. People say, oh, everybody's got their own problems. Everybody's got problems. That's right. We all have problems because we don't work together. Some people are lucky enough to have family that cares. A lot of us aren't. People can be as angry as they want about me speaking up on YouTube and Facebook. They're allowed. I'm not. If I'm angry about being assaulted, about having my money stolen from me, about being forced into a situation where I'm going to be victimized because I can't fucking defend myself or take care of myself. Instead of people trying to understand that, they want to talk over me and find excuses to do nothing. Well, that don't work for me. I'm tired of hurry up and wait, hurry up and wait, hurry up and wait. When they make the time, they don't actually make the time. I have to try to get this shit done. And I literally can't. And instead of people trying to understand that, they want to tell me about how they can't. No, they don't have valid excuses, not one of them. See, when you help the victim to turn it in right away, you help to get it taken seriously right away. You help them not to get blown off right away. That's what you are supposed to be as a friend. There's lots of people who want to call me friend because they like me, because I'm nice, because I do shit for people. That doesn't make us friends. I fed a lot of people I didn't even fucking like. I gave blankets out to a lot of people I didn't even fucking like. I didn't tell them, oh, well, I'm saving this blanket for in case some pretty girlie shows up. I'll tell you what, I'm pretty busy, but if you're still here on Friday, I'll give you a blanket on Friday. If I'd have done that, a lot of people would have fucking frozen to death. The problem is the people don't fucking try. They don't try. If you're able to get them to pretend like they give a shit, they still treat you like a burden, and they still don't pay any attention. Like, all right, I spent the time. I deserve to be able to make jokes the whole time and do something other than actually listen. I'm asking you for the same thing that I've been asking for the last 7 years. I'm asking for you to help me to end my life because you're not going to help me end the fucking abuse. You're not going to lift a goddamn finger. You're going to tell me you're fucking sorry and you're going to postpone like a little bitch. That's the thing about Dallas Palmer and Claire Jordan and Casey. Sure, they all said that they'd help. Instead, I ended up spending my money to run around and do errands for them while they made no attempt to reciprocate it. Just lying to me about how they're gonna. No, they're fucking not. I see a lot of people wanted to bullshit me. I need someone who actually fucking cares, or I need help ending my life. One or the fucking other. Get fucking on it, you pieces of shit. How much abuse am I gonna have to go through for the next fucking week? I have to be afraid to drive my fucking car. I can't afford to fucking take care of myself. God damn it. Instead of doing something to help make these pieces of shit do their fucking jobs, I got 10,000 fucking idiots who want to fucking argue like I'm a goddamn retard. No, you're a fucking pussy and a lazy piece of shit.